Ottawa, Canada, weighing 227 pounds, Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. That's right. Shout out to the fact that Ego is streaming on his platform for the very first time. So we're gonna give him some applause for that one.
About that time. It's about time.
It's about time there, fam. Speaking of about time, the person who was here first, it wasn't me, but it was the man next door, Mr. JV. How you doing, buddy?
Right. All right. We got, to quote the figure behind Ryan, to quote her song, we got bad blood.
Nice.
That is true. Oh, good Lord. I need to. That being said, all right. Well, then, of course, what's up, Ego? How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. On time this time for a change and streaming to my own channel. It's about time.
Good right, I humble. I like it.
Not on that CP time, huh?
No longer. My friend was like, they changed it. It's BST. It's Black Standard Time. So, yes. All right. You need to catch up.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Speaking of somebody who's not on Black Standard Time because he's a lawyer and he probably prosecutes black people, that would be Bradley Burnett.
I do not prosecute black people anymore.
Jesus.
I only did that for 7 years.
That's something you
They were just some of the people I prosecuted.
I'm just gonna
It's actual fact. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it is.
Black people. I convicted white people. I convicted a transsexual. So
whoa. Stop the trans hate. What's going on here?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was not trans hate. She was actually selling about $100K worth of X to finish the surgery.
Gotcha.
Context.
All righty.
All right.
So why would you prosecute someone for that?
Because it was $100,000 worth of X.
Speaking of selling all the X, that would be Matt. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Man, I almost didn't make it to him. Physically, I came down with an infection. I'm like feeling like crap, but
You got it, man. You good?
I toughed it out. So,
Yeah. So, starting off, we had some sad news this week. Celebrity WWE Hall of Famer, who should also be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but that's a separate topic all together. Pete Rose passed away at the age of 83 out here in Clark County, Nevada.
Yes, he
was known for hanging around the local spots. Was not a hoity-toity type person unless you ask for his autograph. He would charge you if you saw him in the restaurant. He would charge you for his autograph. But his most notable WrestleMania moment involved someone. This guy is quite known a bit about. Ryan, do you want to give us a quick blurb on the WrestleMania moment involving Pete Rose?
Yeah. So, a really quick rundown. Pete Rose was, let's just say, a guest, and I was trying to find a clip, but for some reason YouTube is not working. I don't understand. Like all of us, no, now it's working. So Pete Rose was, let's just say, a guest of the WWF at the time, WWE as we know it, in today's world. And there was a bit of an explosion, and a certain big red monster came down, and Pete Rose thinking that he was, I mean, he's Pete Rose. I mean, everybody knows who Pete Rose is. But long story short, is he got turned upside down and he got dropped on his head in tombstone fashion. I actually found out that the filter from last week worked, so I will find a clip for that. For some reason, JV, your intro is catching copyright claims. I don't know why it didn't previously, but whatever. We'll get there.
By the way, I've tried this myself. If you can get clips that are on X, YouTube can't catch them.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah.
Sir, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
I did like, as recently as 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago on my stream. So,
okay.
Interesting.
All right.
I put a trailer from X. Not make sure you got to make sure though it's not a YouTube trailer embedded on X. It's got to be like actually posted on X.
No, I feel you.
So rest in peace, Pete Rose. Thousand prayers go to the family. Also, more bad news from the WWE during a house show. Up and coming superstar Ilya Dragunov suffered a massive knee injury, said to be out 6 to 9 months. So he tore his ACL. If he's out 6 to 9 months, I'm hoping it's not the same injury that Charlotte and Cora Jade had, where their knee basically just exploded.
Yes.
So Charlotte and Cora Jade, there was a meniscus tear, the ACL and the MCL all ripped at the same time.
Rip of death. Good. Man.
Yeah, that is a triple bad as far as the knee injury goes.
But that's nowadays they can do the rebuilds. I mean, if they can rebuild the Undertaker, they can rebuild that.
True. But it's just sad that he was finally going to start to get a program with probably members of the Judgment Day, and this happened at a house show. Not even, and so he's going to be out 6 to 9 months. But we have, as in our chat, I have shown some of his the workout stuff, and I'm like, this guy is an animal, an absolute animal. Ego, how's that coming along? His core workout.
I got the first one. All right, the second one, I think I tore my ACL, so I will be out of that challenge for 69 months as well. Okay. When Ilya comes back, I'll come back with it.
Okay.
So, by the way, one more injury update. Since we talked about AEW women last week, Thunder Rosa is still out on a concussion protocol, despite rumors and whatever that. I remember they follow the NFL's concussion protocol, so there's no just come back when you feel like it.
Stop.
Gotcha.
I keep playing.
Yeah.
So I found the clip. I think out of respect, this is a great moment in WWE. I will of course add the overlay so we don't get clipped. I didn't get a chance to edit it to conform the size, so we're all blurry. But whatever. Okay. It keeps the YouTube gremlins away, and this is on X. So Matt, thank you for that. But this is how.
Wait a minute! That's Pete Rose! No, it can't be!
Oh, God.
That's Pete Rose! Pete!
In the San Diego.
Can you remember
Is that the chicken?
WrestleMania?
Yep.
Pete Rose suffered a tombstone at the hands of Kane. What did they do? Another tombstone to Pete Rose! Revenge backfired!
Now that's the first one that showed up. Now, obviously, this is their second meeting, but again, it was so much fun. Even to see that again. So rest in peace, Pete Rose.
Yes,
he was in his 80s, so he lived a good life.
He did live a good life, and
There were a lot of deaths over the weekend, though. I mean,
there were so many.
Maggie Smith died. Chris Christopherson died, and of course, North Carolina. Everything that's happening out there, which is
basically
Dikembe Mutombo.
That's right. Dikembe died.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Damn it, John Amos too.
Yeah, John Amos died.
Damn.
Good times.
Now, a little segue, as I mentioned a name who suffered a similar injury to that Ilya has, Cora Jade, kind of ties into the NXT debut last night. Their debut on the CW network. Now, this is a new. As they're saying, this is a new start, a new era for NXT, new home, new channel. Thank God they debuted new championship title belts. They got rid of the rainbow colors in those. So the men's is on it's a black with a more of a silver platinum, the medallion on a black strap. The women's is just the same, but on a white strap. And here we got Sean going to really, these actually look really nice.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't even notice the old ones.
Yeah, the old ones were from the NXT 2.0 era.
Oh.
Yeah, which now they're doing right there. Those look nice. Look nice.
DMs. Sorry.
I will say them. Go. I'm sorry.
No. Ego, go.
I was gonna say the way they're shaped, they look exactly like the goodness gracious, UFC championship belts, except
kind of
the women's is
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to unify it under the TKO umbrella. Is what it looks like. I mean, which is smart.
I think they need a little more gold in it, though. I mean, it feels like a
those
little
are more
much.
silver.
I don't know if that's the silver in there because the NXT is silver. The logo now is silver. For NXT.
I just never liked when there's like
silver,
white on the belt.
Yeah. I was like, it looks cool. I mean, it looks updated and it looks like it's befitting of you guys going to a new network. So I wouldn't blame it for making that change.
Now this is also going the reason they are on the road for the first two shows that were in Chicago last night. They're going to be in St. Louis next week. They're probably doing some refurbishing to the Performance Center, taking out all the rainbow colors, all that creamsicle stuff. From what I've heard, they're trying to go more to the aesthetic to make it feel more like the black and gold era. Now, unfortunately, which I like the idea of going back to a black and gold concept where you're developing new talent while still bringing in these hot young indie talents to come in to get them used to how the WWE works on a production level. Is anything ever going to be the same as NXT black and gold? No, never.
No.
From what there were, because I've been hearing a lot of the chatter, mostly from the reaction streamers in the IWC that they said this felt like a takeover episode. No, it did not. Not even close. And had I not watched 6 hours on the WWE's YouTube channel of the best of NXT, which was highlighted by a ton of takeover in the matches, no, you're never going to recapture the black and gold feel. But this is moving obviously away from 2.0, which was a disaster. The only good things that really came out of 2.0 that you see on the main roster now would be like Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton. Carmelo Hayes is coming up. But as far as the show goes, I'm like, okay, it's okay, new network, new titles, new theme, new logo, but it feels like the same show. The match with Zachary Wentz and Wesley was phenomenal as a street fight match. That match was great. Julia versus Roxanne kicked off the show. Okay. I don't know if anyone else will watch the show. It seemed like Julia seemed at times a little out of sorts. I mean, this is probably the biggest match that she's ever done. So, again, this is why NXT is important when coming to the WWE to get used to the size, the scope, the scale, and on the production side. And anyone else have any thoughts on this?
Go ahead, dude.
I was gonna say, I mean, what would you have been expecting for them to debut like new titles and say that they're on a new network? Like, what would you have wanted to see? Because I mean, I saw Triple H, saw Shawn Michaels. Like, I thought that was good just to introduce the general public to it. But I'm thinking like from someone that watched it and would be expecting more. Like Joker, what were you actually expecting for their first show?
Just the okay. As far as NXT goes, and NXT has always been a developmental brand, and some people have tried to will it into existence as a legitimate third brand. No, this is still developmental. It is developmental. It is experimental. The reason we have the Survivor Series War Games match for the last 3 years is because it was used on NXT first. The reason we have the women's mid card championship, and we'll probably soon be getting that on the main roster, is because of NXT. They just some of the matches like the Jada Parker Lola Vice versus Fatal Influence, I really could care less about that match. So if you're gonna make this the debut, put matches on there that I care about.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm not sure if anyone's actually been able to carry the mid card title yet. They've debuted it, but no one has it yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Neither.
Then I can see what you mean by saying, the first show should have had the mid card champion crown like that. Something like if the title is presented.
Didn't
Didn't
the championship change?
The men's did. The men's did.
What I thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, even though they knew it was coming and could work the storylines and production around it, they were still bound up to a point by what they had going into it in terms of storyline and so forth.
I get that.
So I mean, the other reason to be on the road is to stay out of the mess that's the Southeast U.S. for a couple of weeks.
True. Fair. And also, if there's any doubt that this is still a developmental brand, next week in St. Louis, they were originally planning to run NXT in the arena that the St. Louis Blues play in, which holds about 20,000 people, and they couldn't sell shit. And that's with Randy Orton on the card. So they had to move to a smaller venue that holds like 2,000.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
nice.
It's still. I think you're right, Joker. It's developmental. It gets people used to the ideas and concepts of how WWE works. It is more just like that's more like a super house show, really, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. So,
but the advantage with more pizzazz, obviously, than a house show.
Right. So that's just my thought on the debut. I thought the show, on the whole, out of 10, it was like a 7. So it's not terrible, but as far as me watching it, if I see JC Jane on screen, I'm going to the bathroom. There's going to be talent that I'm going to be interested in. Julia, Stephanie, when she shows up, Oba, I think is amazing. Wes Lee is amazing. The match next week with Javon Evans and Randy Orton talk about a battle of styles. So that's going to be fun to watch. I think Javon Evans weighs about 100 pounds less than Randy does. So that's going to be interesting.
Speaking of Obafemi, I think they should make a monsters division. Get 5 or 6 guys.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that.
One match a month, so you don't overexpose it, right? I really enjoyed the last Monster Standing match, from Raw. They did it really well. They set up Braun Strowman's dive perfectly.
Oh God,
guys coming out there. I did not expect that at all.
Right.
That they perfectly set that up. So Obafemi's a big guy. He's like a 300-pounder. They could have him, Braun. maybe they could get there's a couple big guys in TNA who could be mid carders for them filling spots or whatever.
Well, interestingly enough, you mentioned so I think Ivar's coming back soon. That's
Ivar,
big guy.
Yep.
Randy Orton is just outside that neighborhood. He is knocking on the door. He's around somewhere like 290. Randy is now
close.
If you were to get like 10 guys in the rotation of the Monsters division, do you think you could like make a separate title for it?
I think honestly, I would rather watch that than the Speed Championship.
Well, the thing is,
I'll take anything over Speeds.
if they're going to do a Monsters division with a title, they got to make sure they don't overexpose it. It's got to be like one or two matches a month, and that's it.
That's
so
fair.
like these guys when they show up, they're monsters. Like they don't have regular matches anymore.
It's a special thing.
Yeah.
So I have to interject. Like modern day, like monsters is not a thing. Like there are a couple that literally you could take from the actual rosters and say they're monsters, but not like in the days of Kane, The Undertaker, The Big Show. Like it's not a monster thing. Like being well over. I mean, quite frankly, these dudes. Yes, some of them are like, oh, that's great. I like that. And Braun Breaker is an excellent point to that. He's kind of like a Batista style, but that doesn't mean he's a monster. Batista was never
too
considered.
tiny. Braun Breaker is too tiny. We're talking Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, Obafemi. Guys are 300 pounds. You got to be 300 pounds to be in that division.
Yeah, but not just 300 pounds, because you need to be taller too. Like Braun Strowman is huge.
You need like
you got to be 300 pounds and athletic.
And quite frankly, what a lot of people don't understand is that at 6'4", that there are not a lot of wrestlers that were actually a lot taller than me, other than like Kane, The Undertaker, would be Braun Strowman, The Big Show, The Great Khali. Like I was literally at the top pinnacle, not just in WWE, but and it's like, so I think we're using monster loosely, in my opinion. But
we're talking about guys who like 300 pounds, 6'5" big guys who could do these big monster.
Well, they also kind of jack. Just for the record, they jack your height up by about 2 inches. So that needs to be said. But I'm just saying, I don't know about a monster class. Just let large. Let large.
It's just throwing out an idea. It's just throwing out an idea. That's all.
People are really enjoying seeing like Bronson Reed tsunami people like left and right. They're seeing Braun Strowman.
Maybe just like a one-off match now and then, like on like something maybe for WrestleMania. One of the early matches.
Well, that's what I said.
Don't they have the giant Royal Rumble? Don't they still do that?
One or two matches a month at most. Like they don't
like a giant kaiju battle.
Yeah. Let them fight. Let them fight.
Kaiju belt.
Yeah, let them fight.
I mean it.
So
to me, it feels cheap, guys. Like the Royal Rumble is where these large men, excel in the Royal Rumble.
Just flat meat.
I mean, they do. Yeah. I mean, to this day, Kane holds the record for the fastest elimination and the most eliminations.
Most total, not most in one match.
No, not most in one match, but he has the fastest elimination of Santino Marella.
No, okay.
And the most total of all time. I mean, he's
Correct.
6'8.5". Like, dude's huge. I'm 6'4", and I'd be like going, "Hey man, what are you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
Kane is retired, so we can't. I mean,
no, I know, but it's like this is what monsters are for. They're meant to be this immovable force. They clash sometimes, but most of the time, it's where the hero's journey might meet a giant wall they have to literally climb over. And The Rock's done it, Stone Cold Steve Austin has done it, and it's like,
Ryan, you're actually convinced me more that I'm hearing your point now, because you think about what happens when they do the ring break. You know, when they body slam, that is supposed to be like so huge and special. You don't want that all the time.
We don't have to break the ring all the time.
No, but that's that kind of thing. So I think I'm getting your point a little bit more and understanding what you're saying. It does make it more special when it just happens. When you have Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed, and they literally just tear down the building, and like it's Godzilla and Kong in Tokyo.
Well, they had that great spot where they were obviously all wrestlers sitting behind the arena, behind that wall when Reed and Strowman went smashing through it and hurt all the people there. You know, obviously those are all like 7 like local enhancement talent or whatever. You know, getting some money there, but that was a great spot. You know,
but I think if I'm getting Ryan's point, and I hope I'm getting it. Those type of things, you lose the specialness of it when it becomes routine.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm not saying make it routine. I'm saying like
I know, but he's talking even less than that.
Well,
not even a division.
No, there's no division. You're either a lightweight, which is the way it used to be. You're a light heavyweight, or you're a heavyweight. Now that doesn't really exist anymore, which is fine. That's fine, but it also at the same time, the fact that does not exist, it gives the light heavyweights, the dudes who are smaller and stuff like that, the opportunity. I mean, look at Rey Mysterio. I hate Rey Mysterio Jr. so much I could peel my face off.
Whoa.
No, whoa.
Why the hostility, sir? That's
more than Dominic.
That is. Well, he's like 5. He's my height. Why are you mad at the guy in the size of the
I'm not.
Why are you so upset at him?
No, I'm not mad at the guy for he's a phenomenal performer, but he did the same thing that Vince McMahon did, and not in the same way. He believed the hype. He started to feel the character, and he started to do the thing that you don't want to do. And so, anyway, Rey Mysterio Jr. was incredible. He beat the Big Show. He beat Kane. He beat the Undertaker. He was a little man who literally, through great storytelling and great performances between the two artists, literally put on an incredible show. And also at the same time, it goes the other way. So what I'm saying here is that the monster needs to be a special thing. Also at the same time,
special attraction,
because it progresses the story forward. It doesn't only just progress the story forward. It makes it something special because this is a mountain you have to climb, literally. And I think that by scheduling it, it's like, in my opinion, it's like scheduling sex with your girlfriend. Like, who does that? Like,
I have easy.
Hold on, let me check my calendar.
So anyway,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Fans don't like that. That's what I'm saying. They don't like that. Don't do it. Make it good story. Make it clash. In a good way. Don't schedule anything. Like King of the Ring was a thing because it was good. Royal Rumble was a thing because it was good. It was scheduled. You understood that. Like, we don't need more brackets.
Okay. So since we mentioned Rey Mysterio, real quick, a couple of luchadors who were rumored to be coming to the WWE from AEW, that's going to have to wait for probably another year, as Tony Khan has added injury time to Rey Fénix's contract, going back as far as 2021. Now, for those of you who do not know, the Lucha Bros are day one AEW talent. They have been there since the company started. So they've been there for 5 years. They have basically broken their backs for blood, sweat, tears in the ring to build AEW up. So this is something that has been done in the past. It's been done by Vince McMahon, most notably. It was done to Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper, who had not been on TV for months, he asked to be released from his contract. Vince said that we're not going to release you, pal, and we literally waited until like a week before his contract ended, then officially fired him so he could tack on a 90-day no compete clause on top of it. So this is just this. Hold on, let me say this real quick. Now, under this regime, the case you can make a case for the case they bring up is but Bobby Lashley. But Bobby got injured. He's been out for about 6 months, and he went to management, Paul Levesque, Nick Khan, and they basically said, we really don't have anything for you. We're moving in a different direction. So when your contract ends, you're free to go. We're not going to tack on time. We're not going to hold you here. We know that MVP made a appearance on AEW last week. So Bobby Lashley's going there. Shelton as well. So this is just doing business now. Like, look, we don't have anything for you. We wish you the best. Go out, get paid, and if ever our paths cross again, you're welcome back. So that leaves that door open to do future business. Tony Khan doing this while the existence of AEW is a good thing. The way Tony Khan is running it, that's a different topic. This is petty. This is small. I think the loss of Stephanie Nevercare, when he thought he had her locked in and just signed with the WWE, basically then the day after the Forbidden Door pay-per-view where she was in a featured match. I think that really stung. So this is Tony just being petty, and it stops WWE's creative. I had heard that they were already in the process of making masks to sell. So that puts that on hold. Matt, I know you're the bigger AEW guy here. So
here's the thing about Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix that people need to understand, though, and these two in particular. If you look at their history, CML, AAA, even Lucha Underground, like they are notoriously, like I would say, bitter negotiators. Like they just want the most money they can get, and they will burn people to get it. Right. So if this is what they can do to get the most money from WWE next year, they'll do it. If Tony Khan comes back off a huge amount of money, big in WWE, they'll take it. They just want the money. They're not like they wrestle for money, not because they love it innately, so to speak. And I mean, Pentagon Jr. is one of the greatest wrestlers alive, but like that aside, like they're in it for the money more than anything, and they're going to use whatever they have to ramp up the contract, whether it's WWE or AEW or New Japan or CML, whoever they can get it from.
Okay. I just thought the article, and that may be part of it, but Tony Khan doesn't. This is something that Tony Khan hasn't done in the past. It just seems like now it's like this seems like a very petty thing for him to do, as he has accused WWE of contract tampering in the past.
Does it make sense, though, that he would do it to them, though, based on what Matt was saying, that this is your usual strategy is, hey, we wrestle for the most money and we'll burn who we can. And it's like, I'm going to burn you before you burn me.
From the Tony Khan perspective, remember, he's angry at WWE with the whole Cody Rhodes situation.
Stephanie as well. Yeah. That didn't help him. So, speaking of Cody Rhodes and the WWE, we got a premium live event on Saturday, and we got a match card. And I'll be honest, I've gone into almost every premium live event feeling very confident. I am not very confident with some of my picks going into this event.
All right. Well, we're going to start right here. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Let's hold off on that one. Let's hold off on that one and the Hell in a Cell till the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to go with Damian Priest and Finn Balor first because nobody
Sure.
cares?
I actually do care about this match. So you've got the two Terror Twins, each in a match.
Okay.
Damian Priest right now, in my opinion, has been doing some of his best work since he lost the title. This turn of a face has been actually a good thing for him. However, based on also what's going to happen in the Liv Rhea match, this feud is going to continue. Now, if this feud is going to continue between Finn Balor and Damian Priest, this is a match Finn Balor needs to win. Finn needs this win to really start this feud more than Damian does. Ego, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I guess Damian Priest has done better, but I mean, I think Finn Balor needs this the most. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen much of him, but it's just like outside of him being a part of a team, if he wants to be solo, you're going to need something to push you there. If they're going to return to CLS, I'm okay with that.
Hey, CLS.
With CLS. Yeah, so I'm okay with Finn Balor winning. It's just it just seems like there's a lot of moving parts with Rhea Ripley being in the mix as well. So I mean, I want Finn Balor to win. It's just there's a lot hinging on the moving parts. That's all.
Okay, Brad.
I just don't like Damian Priest. I do agree. He's actually doing a little better. I think probably the face turn is actually working better for him at this point. But you're right. The only way this rivalry works is that Finn has to get the win, and Finn just it's not Finn Balor like Finn Balor used to be, and he needs a push. He needs something.
Yeah. Something.
Matt, thoughts?
I agree. Finn Balor, look, the reality is this: who's going to be a wrestler 10 years from now that we care about? It's Finn Balor, not Damian Priest. And
true. That's I'm okay
Damian Priest is in his 40s. He's like 42 years old.
Right.
So, and now he has done a lot of work. He's gotten himself over the last few months. You know, he's done some good in the ring work. You know, with the athleticism and stuff that he has. He's a legit martial artist. You know. And so he's done some work to deserve some time, you know. But for long-term storytelling, Finn needs to win this match. You know, even if the feud's going to continue, Finn needs to win this match. Just because Finn's a bigger talent than Damian Priest is in the long run.
Agreed. And Brian, I think I know the way you're going with this. You're going with Finn just because you don't like Damian Priest.
No, it's not just that. It's that his gimmick is horrible. So yes, I'm going with Finn. Damian Priest needs an absolute 1,000% literally makeover. I hate to say makeover, but what are you doing, dude? Still, your character is irrelevant. Nobody cares. You're not doing anything that anybody gives a shit about. Your character sucks. You're a giant man. You're an inch taller than me, and quite frankly, you would be less impressed to try to take me out of my former character of Legion being, the way it was. Bisexual Undertaker, I would have grabbed him by the throat and broken his spine. This is horrible. This is a horrible gimmick for him.
You are the only person that says this.
I'm not the only person that says this.
Wait.
This is what you think.
No,
let me ask this.
Okay, hold on. Because hold on. The bisexual Undertaker kicker thing. That was a joke that Rhea said at WrestleMania 40. Since then,
And it still carries weight.
no, it doesn't. No
Yes,
one says
does.
it. No one says it. You are the only one, dude.
Dude,
You are the only one.
Dude, literally, I know that you watch this more than anybody, but like you're not always right. This is literally plagued his character. Damian Priest deserves better. He deserves.
I agree. He does. I agree.
Well,
and
what are we talking about here? What are we arguing about?
I'm not arguing.
Let me ask this.
You are.
No, not
Ryan. Do you think it would be helpful if we did our injury angle, kayfabe injury angle, where he goes away and then comes back repackaged in a couple months?
Well, I mean,
because he can't just have an instant change.
It doesn't need to be that.
It'd be weird.
It needs to be like, being screwed over or something like that. Something so massive, like,
The thing is, he's a mid-carder.
But hold on. This is serious because kayfabe is everything. And I know that like we kind of laugh at it now because we know what it is. But in the 90s, they got it fucking right. Mm-hmm. So kayfabe is everything because wrestling fans go for that. Damian Priest is a joke. Nobody's really gone high seas for him. He's a big dude. He could do so much better. So
No.
What do you mean no?
He's a mid-carder.
He's a mid-carder right now.
He'll never be anything more than mid-carder.
And I will agree. And I will agree. Him and Rhea. Who is the bigger star? Rhea is obviously.
Rhea.
That's not even a question. So
what does this have to do?
Okay. Hang on. I'm not done.
My apologies.
But the long braids are gone. The purple is gone.
Yes.
So there is a start of a repackaging happening.
Yes.
This turn as a face. Now, is he selling more merch as a face? Sure. Is he more over as a face? Yes. So this is just going to be a progression. If he loses this match, now you gain some sympathy spice, and Finn gains that heel heat again. This is just the start of this repackaging.
It's the other way around. What needs to happen is that they're doing good, right? There's a ramp up, right? There's a face ramp up. That's when you dump the stock because everybody's gonna go, and then you let Damian Priest be revamped and literally go nuts and destroy Finn Balor and other people over a couple of episodes of Raw, and you've rebranded him. And you change his look. They're already changing the look. It's not that hard, guys. But
I didn't say it was.
Damian Priest needs a massive revamp, and I'm talking about like to the moon and back. They're already halfway to the moon. They got to get there, and then they got to come back. That's what I'm saying. He's a big dude. He has all the sales if they do it right.
So speaking of the other Terror Twin, we have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship with Dominic Mysterio hanging above the ring in a shark cage. Shenanigans will ensue.
Agreed.
That always happens. It always happens in those shark matches. Ego.
What was the last time we saw a shark match, by the way, guys?
The last time I saw one was Big Cass and Enzo was the one in the shark cage.
I just remember someone trying to pass a key or something up to the cage.
Yeah.
Where has my champion?
This is the weirdest thing.
Why is he in a just
because he's back behind bars.
Oh
God!
This is Vince racism.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in cages. Damn. You know what?
Kids in cages.
No.
You know,
I've got
Ego thoughts
I
on this.
blame Trump.
I've got
Ego thought.
shenanigans. I got shenanigans. I think it's gonna be Liv Morgan through some shenanigans. I think her run goes a little bit longer than this. I think I had on there that Rhea gets her title shot later and reclaims it, but for now, I'll say that Liv Morgan retains.
Okay, Brad.
I'm kind of agreeing with Ego. This is not going to be a good match. I don't think it's going to be good.
Matt.
I think it'll be an okay match. Shenanigans are going to happen. I can't stand. They keep ruining Dom Mysterio's character. He's supposed to be despicable, not a comedy act. And if putting him in a cage makes him a comedy act. At one point he was the most hated person, like heel wise, in WWE for like a solid year, and they ruined it with this comedy stuff. So as soon as honestly, I hope Rhea wins so they end the stupid arc and get Dom away from the whole thing, and maybe have him go be despicable again. Go have attack his dad's house on Thanksgiving, or whatever you have to do to get to get it up there.
All right, Ryan, thoughts on this?
Liv Morgan, because quite frankly, again, this is a comedy act, and I don't like it. Dominic Mysterio, just I don't know, like a month and a half ago, he was so hated. He was so hated for what he did to Rhea, and now we're doing this. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, The Undertaker said in his podcast like a month or two ago, he was impressed at how over Dom was as a heel.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts on this. Originally, I thought the feud would end here and Rhea would take the title. And then I stopped and thought, what's the one question I always ask when a title change happens? Now what?
Right.
If Rhea wins the title, now what? There's nothing
Who's
for
there?
her.
No,
Exactly.
you're right.
There isn't.
So I say, and God, I hope. I could see this happening. Liv retains. This is gonna travel into Survivor Series with a Team Liv versus Team Rhea match. And shenanigans are going to ensue, and it's gonna mostly not be from Dominic. Possibly a returning Raquel Rodriguez, who has history with Rhea back down in NXT. This will lead to a War Games match between Team Liv, Raquel, and Pure Fusion Garbage Collection versus like Team Rhea with like Lyra Valkyria, Zelina Vega, and Caden Carter and Katana Chance. I mean, that's a match I don't want to see. If that's the match that they have booked, it's better off not doing that match at all. Rhea then wins the title. Rhea then wins the title back December 14th, Long Island, New York, Nassau Coliseum at the return of Saturday night's main event, and goes into the new year with you could do a brief program with pure garbage collection until the Rumble hits. So that's what I see big picture wise. So Liv retains, and as much as I like Liv, and Liv has been doing the best work of her career in her character, the Women's World Championship is being held hostage because there's nothing being done with it. The only story surrounding this title is Rhea and Liv, and you could have had numerous challenges when Rhea was out with injury. Just my thought.
It's jilted girlfriend. That's what the belt has become. And actually, that's not what they really want for the women's championship anymore. It's supposed to be actual women competing as professional wrestlers. This is going back to like Divas bullshit.
Yeah, basically.
Well, like,
Okay.
this is a comedy match.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now, the other women's title on the line. WWE Women's Championship between Nia Jax and the role model, Bayley. Matt, who do you think?
Nia.
Okay.
It might even be a fast match.
Reason being?
I don't see it as time for Tiffany's betrayal to happen yet. It just seems like they're trying to build up Nia. He's on the championship. She's supposed to be another face, and then my kind of idea is that when Nia eventually loses it, that's when Tiffany's going to cash in on whoever beats her.
Okay. Ego, your thought?
Man, I see Nia Jax retaining. I'm just trying to figure out the perfect time which Tiffany could cash in. I'm not sure it's the time yet. I don't know if she winds up going into next PLE, but I just see Nia Jax flat out winning this, and the title's not changing hands in either scenario.
Ryan?
I'm gonna go with Nia Jax. And the reason is because, quite frankly, this storyline has been progressing since WrestleMania, right?
SummerSlam.
Thank you. Are you? I don't want to be mean about this, but I'm going to, because quite frankly, it's fucking retarded, and I'm over it. Batasaurus Rex is not going to be defeated. She's not. Just for the record, we've done this in the past, and Tiffany Stratton has tried to cash in more than once, and it's like
fake cash in. Look at fake cash in.
No,
But yeah.
it's a fake cash in, but like going because the woman weighs more than I do. So what are you doing? This is bad wrestling. Well, I mean, it's good wrestling, but at the same time, if you carry this thing, it's like Rikishi carrying the fucking WWF Championship for 3 months. Are you serious? Sorry, I'm just saying that. Like, we're all thinking it because there is a suspension of disbelief. She sucks. She's not good. She moves like a fucking lump on a bump. All right, I'm done.
Brad, your thoughts?
If the plan is to have Tiffany cash in, they're laying the seeds, but it's just a start. So Nia's going to have to retain, and yeah, it's not time yet.
Okay. My thought is, of all the matches for a premium live event called Bad Blood, this match has no business being on this card. There is no story. There is no heat. The only reason it is on this card is for something big to happen. The winner of this match is irrelevant. Tiffany Stratton is cashing in and becoming the new WWE Women's Champion. And now we come to the big two, which we're not even sure which is going to be the main event yet, because whichever one's the main event, the other one will be starting.
Well, Hell in a Cell has got to be the last match.
I would think so too. I'm hearing rumblings that, again, this is wrestlers talking, so you really can't believe 100% anything that they're saying, but they're not sure which match is going to close out the event. So let's go first with the tag team match: Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Ego, your thought?
I mean, you called this way before I did. I hadn't even thought about it as a combination. I mean, I guess with two faces like that, I'd have them favored to win. I mean, it'd have to be some huge shenanigans like The Rock returning to me, That could be the only way that the bloodline actually wins this, and it would actually make it bad blood. But the thing is, I don't know if you have bad blood to end bad blood, or that's how bad blood gets started. So if you're telling me that bad blood ends, I see Cody and Roman Reigns winning. But if you're telling me that, hey, this is just the start with bad blood, then I see
We don't know yet.
winning. That's what I'm saying. That's why it makes it hard, because I'm with these two guys put together relatively late to me. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, are you trying to end the bad blood that Roman and Cody have, or are you trying to start it with the bloodline? Like, this is how bad blood started at bad blood. Like, I don't know how all those are trying to make it. So without that information, I'm just gonna say Cody and Roman.
Okay, Ryan, your thoughts?
On Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be an awesome match. It really is.
Yeah.
Is it?
I have no doubt about that.
Are they going to win? No. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are not going to win because they're still to this date too different. They have not learned how to mesh together, how to work as a tag team and stuff like that. This is a big one where the bloodline needs to be super pumped and look bigger than Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and the bloodline. It needs to be bigger than Roman Reigns without the bloodline. It needs to be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns against the bloodline. And quite frankly, they look small. Like, they look massively small. Like, they're like, if they continue this vendetta, it's not going to work. They need more help. And I think down the road, of course, as we saw at WrestleMania, there was, kind of like cameos and stuff like that. Not saying those cameos will be a part of that necessarily, but Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns need to learn to mesh together and bury the hatchet. And that's what this initial storyline will be about. And then I think it will level to another storyline and another storyline until the ultimate storyline, which will be pretty freaking awesome at WrestleMania.
All right. Brad, your thoughts?
I'm picking the bloodline because I don't think Cody and Roman will be able to put it together. I think you're going to see a lot of dissension between them, and the bloodline, going along with Ryan, is going to gain more power, have more steam going in. And part of the storyline going forward is if Cody and Roman actually want to fight each other, repeat their battle, then they somehow have to make an alliance, work together to get rid of the bloodline. So I think the bloodline has to come out and get the storyline going.
Okay. Matt?
I think Cody and Roman are going to lose because they're going to not be able to work together, so to speak. So they're going to be they're going to come to blows afterwards, type of thing. We'll see some outside interference from the rest of the evil bloodline, and that means probably KO and Randy will run down. Then there'll be a big jawing between them and Roman, and like the whole bit. Like, it's not going to be a clean match. It'll be a great match, but it's not going to be like a clean finish.
Okay.
Matt, on that idea, could there be something happen between Cody and KO that promotes their like growing animosity that we've seen a little bit of? Accidental, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing with KO, right? His contract is up at the end of the year. There have been no like word that they're extending it. He's a Triple H guy, so you think if he wants the extension, they'll do it, right? So whatever happens with Kevin Owens is going to be dictated by will he be on the roster next year, right?
Okay.
So if he's currently not going to be on the roster, they're not going to waste a heel turn for him for the last 2 months.
Fair point. Fair point.
Smart.
All right. My thought is this: on paper, and after that cinematic promo that Cody and Roman did at Georgia Tech, which was just wonderful. That was something great there. These are two faces, the biggest baby faces in the company, but they don't like each other.
Right.
But they've given each other their word that they're going to have their back. Now, this is also Roman's first match since WrestleMania Night 2. Do I really think that Roman is going to lose whether it's a tag team or not, in his first match back. Initially, I'm like, no. There is a world where the Bloodline does win. Cody was on the Pat McAfee show earlier today, and he got asked, is the big guy showing up? And Cody's like, we're just going to have to wait and see. The big guy could probably only mean one thing, the final boss, which would cause distractions, interference, whatever, since the title's not on the line. This could cause Cody and Roman to lose. If they lose, Jacob Fatu needs to be the one to pin Roman to set up that feud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, do you give Jacob Fatu some singles matches so that he actually
they've been using despite what his uncle says, I mean, they have not been pushing Jacob Fatu too much. He's been used very sparingly, and he's been used very effectively. So I don't think we're going to see Jacob in anything singles for a while. Oh God, I am not confident about this, but I say Roman and Cody go over. And that brings us to Punk and Drew McIntyre. Hell in a Cell, 27 years to the day of the original Bad Blood pay-per-view and the first Hell in a Cell match between Michaels, Undertaker, and the introduction of your boy, Kane.
Yes, that being said, so Hell in a Cell, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. The feud has been pretty much going on for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. It has bounced back and forth. In my opinion, on this one, this one was hard to gauge. Because quite frankly, I don't think CM Punk has the heart or the hardcoreness to win Hell in a Cell, but Drew McIntyre has literally put him through the ringer, and I think CM Punk has to win. That's why I'm going with CM Punk.
Ego, thoughts?
I'm gonna go with CM Punk, bro. I'm just talking about the hardcoreness. Have you seen his matches previously? I think it's gonna be a callback to his earlier days. And not only can he go almost an Iron Man match he's done some pretty hardcore stunts even before he was even in the WWE. So I think he goes back to his roots in that regard, and he wins this match. I think we're gonna see some blood. It's gonna be pretty brutal, but in the end, CM Punk is going to come out on top. I mean, have you ever seen? Has anyone seen Drew McIntyre in a hardcore match before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was it? How was
a ladder match? Like
gnarly.
Okay. All right.
Brad, your thoughts?
It's going to be a great match, probably. I don't know who's going to win, honestly. I was kind of hoping that Joker's idea that loser would have to leave the brand would actually happen, because that would make things really interesting. But I guess that didn't happen, because that would separate the feud. The thing is, no matter who wins, they're still going to feud. I mean, what happens next? I mean, like, fight over a pit of sharks with lasers on their heads?
Lasers.
I mean,
I kind of feel Punk, but
okay.
Well, they could ride dinosaurs.
Where is the match? Anyway? Where's
Atlanta.
Blood?
Atlanta? Loser leave Raw is only happened once technically, and so it's not something that needs to be technically set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
But the loser dissipates and shows up somewhere else. But loser leaves Raw was Kane and Umaga, and Kane lost because, quite frankly, SmackDown's ratings were struggling, and that's why the Big Red Machine showed up before he became an ECW champion and all that kind of stuff.
All
Just
right.
for the record.
So, Matt, your thoughts?
So as far as Punk and hardcore matches goes, remember he almost became an original ECW wrestler. So he
Correct.
was being recruited for that. Now as far as this match goes, Punk's gonna win it. Drew's gonna disappear for like 5 months with an injury type of thing, and then he's gonna come back and they're gonna renew it for Volume 2 next year. This is gonna be the feud that lasts years.
Maybe. So, my thought is this, and the promo work has been great between both of these guys. 2 weeks ago, when Punk did his first one, and he's in the ring, and instead of the big bombast and I'm going to kick your ass and just he was real quiet and stoic, almost Jake Roberts like. I'm going to tell you a story. Come in a little closer. And he says, how many Hell in a Cell matches do I have left? I have 0 left. I don't want to do this match, but I have to do this match to end this feud, to end this. Drew McIntyre said basically the same thing, and then you head on to Monday Night Raw, where Drew was like, I am filled with so much hate now. It's hate, and I don't want to hate. So at Hell in a Cell, my hate dies with you. This ends with you, Punk. And Punk is like, you prayed for this. You wanted this. You wanted me to become the monster that I am. That everyone says that I have been in the past. You prayed for this. I'm going to make you bleed. And when all is said and done, and when I've taken everything from you, and I've wiped the blood from your eyes, remember, you wanted this. And you won't be praying to a god. You won't be praying to a devil. You'll be praying to CM Punk. Great promo work. Again, this makes Hell in a Cell feel like this is a special attraction. Whereas before it was overdone, this feels dangerous. Both men have said that they don't want to do this match.
That's why this has to be the last match.
So I have Punk taking the win.
So here's a funny thought, though, and if you know what CM stands for, these serious matches are kind of have a really funny in joke, because CM came back when he was on a team called the Chick Magnets with CM Venom, so it's Chick Magnet Punk.
Right.
God.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time to go down the nostalgia lane again, folks, as we are back with the top 5s. And we are just going with the top 5 worst WWE. That's not if you have the pen.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
So instead of Matt being the judge here, Matt is going to be a panelist, and we're doing reverse scoring. So your number 5 pick will get 1 point. Your number 1 will get 5 points. So, and at the end, we will total up the points for a definitive Wednesday night is overbooked worst WWE faction, because it's math, it's science, it's final. At that point,
we'll see how. I guess we'll see when it goes. So.
All right.
Yes, indeed, feed the needy.
So let's get your number 5s ready.
Are we doing it in the blurb?
You can do it. Shit. Yeah, in the blurb. I'm using my whiteboard.
All right.
I'm using my phone because I'm tired of changing logos and stuff like that. So trust me.
5, 4. Hold on. Damn, I'm doing multiple things. Exit this.
All right.
That's what she said.
Never mind.
Could have done that faster.
All right. Your number 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hold on.
Damn it! What the hell is happening? Hold on.
2.
You guys are slow.
Okay,
I
I'm
was-
set.
Oh,
And reveal.
The New Day.
wow.
Okay. Ego. Let's
Who's that?
start with you.
All right.
Oh, Court Ministry. Okay.
Yeah. So X Factor is gonna get my 1 pointer on this one. You couldn't tell me if you put Just Incredible, Albert, and X-Pac together and told me that X-Pac was the leader, that I think it would be a good idea to begin with. It's like
Okay.
it seems to me like the scene from what's it called, Ace Ventura, where he's in the African nation and there's this big African dude. And he's like, okay,
When
that's the
nature
boss.
calls, fucker.
I mean,
Right.
Are
Nature
you,
Calls,
are
that
you
one.
that? Hold on.
Oh, it's
Are
the
you
second
that
one. The first one was
uncultured?
Miami, and the second one's huh?
Are you that uncultured?
No, I first saw it maybe 6 years ago. So I mean, like,
What?
stuff I missed out on.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
recent.
Oh,
recent.
you pretty chitty
Yeah.
bang bang, chitty bang
I
bang.
mean,
You are the
It was either that or The Mask, and I was like, I'll sneak in watching The Mask instead of Ace Ventura. So yes. So when nature calls, it's like that scene.
Ego.
What? What?
Say shit.
There are only so many movies I could sneak behind my parents' back. Okay. There was
You
The
didn't
Mask,
fucking
Ace
watch that
Ventura.
movie, dude.
Which
Say
one?
Chicago.
Okay, so
I don't even
next,
God.
Oh my god.
X Factor.
He doesn't review movies.
Y'all just make a list of like, movies, and I'll say Ego watches for the very first time. How about we do that?
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
do
make
that.
that a new
We'll do that
stream.
later.
That's a new stream.
That's
a new show. Brad, who you got?
I got the core.
The core.
So the core, because I found out, because I had to go back and research a lot of these things. The
Mhm.
core actually was meant to be CORE, but apparently that was trademarked. So Vince threw in another R.
An extra R, right?
So it's core, which is a spin-off of Nexus, which actually started good and then had issues. But you know how sometimes shows have a spin-off? Like Cheers begat Frasier, which is a great show, and in some aspects better than Frasier. And the original Star Trek, you had Next Generation. And then, of course, you have like Happy Days, and they give you Joni Loves Chachi. Or you have the original Star Trek, and you get Star Trek Discovery, pure excrement. This was the core, which was made of Wade Barrett after he'd been kicked off the Nexus by CM Punk, who then made it to the new Nexus apparently for some damn reason. And then you bring in he's got kids, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and then Ezekiel Jackson, and they lost at WrestleMania in 2 minutes. They were gone in 5 months.
It's weird.
What was the purpose of this at all? Terrible idea. Just a complete loss of what to do with these Nexus members who came in and made an impact for a bit and then just creative failed them.
Okay. Ryan, your pick.
Mine is the New Day. And the reason I picked that is because to actually go back, it's weird. CM Punk was a part of so many failed things. Quite frankly, I don't understand why he actually won the most epic pop coming back, but it's neither here nor there. So the New Day is literally a gay version of Chuck and Palumbo turned up with black dudes. That's all it is. It's like, you are so into my black dick. Like going, what are you talking about? This shit sucks.
It's booty. They're into their bootios, man.
Yeah. No.
Videos.
That shit sucked, dude. Are you shitting me with that crap? Chuck and Palumbo were so much better than the New Day. Like, and I don't want to say it this way because I trained at WWE NXT with Big E, and when he had when he got hurt so bad, it was horrible. But what the you had Kofi Kingston, who literally was like Whisper in Paradise, like going, it was a huge pop, and then it was like it was so terrible. What the were we doing?
All right.
We're buying Ryan
Matt.
Budios for Christmas this year.
So I picked the pure pointless concoction. The
PFC, okay.
So Sonya Deville has some legit mic skills. Zoe Stark is pretty good in the ring, and Baszler has like a rep from mixed martial arts. You'd think putting them together could work out, right? But unfortunately, when you add them together, instead of becoming more than some of their parts, they became less than some of their parts. Like they totally like the only one. It's basically if Zoe Stark gets stuff over, then there'll be Zoe Stark's Goon Squad. That's about the best you can hope for at this point. It's horrible. It's just horrible. I don't know how to say it. It's horrible.
All righty. So, my number 5. Not the corporation, not the Ministry of Darkness, this hybrid abomination called the corporate industry. For one, it was just too fucking big. Too many members were in this thing. You had, just for example, Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Triple H, Undertaker, Farouk Bradshaw, Big Boss Man, China, Joey Epps, Pete Gas, Rodney, Midian, Viscera, not counting Paul. You also had Paul Bearer, and an undescript number of druids. And this was just bleh. It was Vince McMahon getting high on his own farts, as per usual, and being the higher power. I am the most important thing. I'm going to get you, Austin. And it was just done so.
I mean, Vince did defeat God in the wrestling match.
You have to let Vince go. Dude, let it go.
You need to be quiet, sir.
It's okay. Look,
number
JB,
4.
Shit.
What's the scoring on this? Is there scoring on this?
No,
I don't know.
Okay, I'm telling you, I explained it earlier. There is where at the end of all of this, I'm keeping tabs of points, and at the end we will unveil the worst WWE action based on the points that these acquire.
So in theory, some of us should be picking some common factions. Is what he's saying.
Correct.
Okay. So it's an overall ranking of the groups and not us winning points. I got you now.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
and reverse
score is Vince McMahon. He's horrible.
Okay.
With horrible ideas, as we will soon see.
Our number 4. Are we ready?
Give me a second.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I actually had 7, and I'm going through. Just like, what are the worst?
There was a lot. There was a lot to pick from here. Okay.
All right, I'm good to go.
And reveal.
Still typing, but all right.
Okay.
We're not competing against each other, so
I can't.
Matt, let's start with you.
So the WCW ECW alliance, right?
The alliance.
This is a horrible idea that fed to Vince's ego, basically, because it was basically them losing to the WWF. When you think about it, and those of us who were ECW fans, this is just a mockery of ECW. I thought they were going to get it right when they started doing one night stands. They have a little separate ECW promotion, but they didn't get it right. And instead, we got this basically nonsense after Vince bought both of the alliances, the wrestling leagues, and it's just horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, Brad.
That.
Okay, Ryan, you want to say something?
That was the faction you picked? The Alliance, WCW and ECW?
Yeah.
All right,
I know you could do it.
All right, quite frankly, I'm going first. The Judgment Day. This is the biggest clown show in the history this is one of the biggest clown shows in the history of wrestling. Ooh, we're the Judgment Day. What are you judging? Nothing. You literally have a 6'5" dude who has lovely braids and purple hair. Like, what are you judging? Your sexuality? This that shit sucks, dude. You're worse than Chuck and Billy and Chuck, which is
Tell
on
us how
my
you
list,
feel.
by the way. It's the worst, one of the worst factions ever. This is nonsense, dude. Come on, man. Are you serious? The New Day, I'm sorry. The Judgment Day has not done shit. What have they done? What have they massively accomplished? There was not a
Multiple
long running
championships.
storyline.
Multiple championships.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Multiple championships. It's not like it's fucking planned.
Just saying.
Like, come on,
Brad,
dude.
you're number 4.
So here's a great idea. Let's bring in a bunch of luchador wrestlers who are legitimately good cruiserweights, and we have a cruiserweight division, but they're all Mexican. And hey, guess what? I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Guess what? I also am kind of racist. So what do I do with their debut? They come out in work overalls driving a lawnmower.
Oh, that's rough.
Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis, and Super
Oh,
Crazy. Legitimately
yeah.
really good luchadors. And we're upset with stereotypes, but they debut with a stereotype. They don't last long. I think if I recall,
Thank God.
when I was reading, Juventud did win the cruiserweight, but he had some friction backstage, so he went away. He got released or something. So it kind of died, thankfully, quicker. But yeah, this is, again, not a good idea. And I'm not a woke dude, but just holy shit, dude. So stereotypical. It's awful. I mean, just let them be a good faction showing luchador wrestling, not this bullshit. Oh, we're all upset that we're hired as gardeners and to clean your toilets.
Yikes.
Give me a break.
Ego.
All right. I love WCW and NWO as the next guy, but it's them bringing in 2002 when WWE got the rights to WCW and all that. This was 3 years behind the curve to me. It looked like a cry for help and men that were going through a midlife crisis. And again, as much as I want to say do-rag Hulk Hogan is undefeated. Like, I really wish he wouldn't have brought this to WWE. It's like Vince needed a big bad for WCW to have them face off against his champions, and it just so happened to be NWO. It's just like, one wants to see the cool stepdad fight your regular dad who's just trying to be cool and relevant, and that's all it looked like to me. It was just like, this isn't worth it, guys. We need to stop. Just stop it, like Hogan.
Mine is the Social Outcasts. A team of, I got kids, Heath Slater, Bo Dallas before he became cool and became Uncle Howdy, the son of Mr. Perfect. We had Curtis Axel, and we had Adam Rose. They were the guys who were not booked to win, and they were just mid-card jobbers. And they're going to bound together with positivity and make a difference, and became mid-card jobbers. That's all they were. Absolutely awful. All right. Our number 3.
I am ready.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Ready.
Reveal.
Ooh. Oh, damn, PMS. Wow. Damn.
Let's go with Matt first. It looks like Lucha House Party.
So the only reason I didn't pick the Mexicools was because they had three legitimately good top level wrestlers in them who, when they actually got into matches, put on good matches. Whereas this thing, Lucha House Party, was like Vince kept trying to figure a worse way to mock Lucha Libre. Like every time he would come around with a new worse idea. This was Callisto, Grand Metallic, and El Dorado, whatever the hell his name was. And it you know, if Mexicools was racist, this was racist squared. You know, so like I don't understand. Like there's no more ethnic factions in WWE except luchador factions. So the LWO, you know, and all that. Since every other ethnic faction has disappeared except for luchador ones. I don't. You know. And Lucha House Party was the worst of them to me. So.
All right, Brad.
Okay. This, I think, was actually the first women's faction, PMS. Again, I had to research all the factions, and then that's when I started remembering them. So this started because Terry Runnels and Jacqueline were upset they got dumped by their boyfriends, Mark Merrow and Val Venus. And then they brought in someone
I'm going
new.
to last. I'll be right back.
Okay. They brought in someone new. Ryan Shamrock, fake Ken Shamrock's sister. And now they had, you know, their little trio, but they needed something else. They needed a sex toy. So that's where Sean Stasiak came in. But he wasn't Sean Stasiak. He was meat.
Yeah.
So Jacqueline was actually the only female wrestler there. She was the only one that actually could wrestle. Sean Stasiak. No, I forgot. This brainchild was conceived by Vince Russo, who thought it was going to be huge.
Shocking.
I know. Shocking. So Sean Stasiak was never really good at wrestling because you see, he was boning all the girls before the matches. So he had kind of blown his wrestling load prior to getting in the ring. So he just couldn't wrestle. And I just don't get why this faction did not get over. And I'm like, you know, Vince Russo came up with it. And I'm just like, Vince was like, oh, God damn it. Why didn't I think of this first? But the fact this happened, there's a lot of basically minor role. BKM and Vince Russo. It was the worst thing, third worst thing I've seen.
Ego.
All right. So I know that this was first formed in USWA. All I know is I'm thinking that Vince saw this and then watched Malcolm X and had a bright idea, and it sounded like this.
Wow.
Watch this. It's Malcolm X. He'd be great on the mic. I can't find him for whatever reason.
The black people love it.
I think black people love it.
it.
Hey, bro, come in here. You're big, black, and scary. Why do you want a nation of domination? I think get all the other black people we can find, put them together in one thing, throw up a fist, and add those African colors that seem so bright and vibrant with your kind of people. Yeah, you know what, pal? Hey, it's Rocky Black. It doesn't matter, black enough. Throw them in there too, and you know what? We're gonna have Owen damn hard. Oh, it's gonna be great. That's nation of domination. It's too much. Everyone in should kick rocks with open-toed shoes after that idea was posed. So that's all I got on that one.
All right.
Of domination.
Since Ryan wants to go last, I'll go next. We got Kenny, Johnny, Mickey, Nikki, Mitch. It's the Spirit Squad. You see, they're cheerleaders, but they're guys. They're cheerleaders, but they're guys. Another wonderful idea brought along. Thank God Nikki got rebranded as Dolph Ziggler and did something with his career. But this was a goofy goon squad. So, and just basically got booed out of the building every single time they showed up.
Yep.
Oh, that's a previous shit.
All right, Ryan, your number 3 is
Billy and Chuck. You
Okay.
are so
okay.
good
Who was the
to
third?
me.
Who was the third?
Oh
Ember?
no, mine was Billy and Chuck.
Okay, well,
I'm
who's the
the-
third Ember? That's a tag team, a faction. I was very specific. Has 3 members or more.
That's not the way it works, dude. A faction
A
is
faction. A faction is 3 or more wrestlers. It is not a tag team.
All right. Well, he picked Billy and Chuck. Just let him explain it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Who the fuck decided that was the official determination for a faction?
We said it last week, man. We did.
Actually,
I said it
Oh,
last
well,
week.
we all agreed on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I'm out of it. No, I'm good. Number 3. Moving on to number 2.
Okay, number 2.
Okay.
I jumped the gun a bit.
Okay, no worries.
Good.
All right.
We're not competing,
All right.
so it's okay. It's actually okay. We're not competing. It's as soon as you're done, you should just put it up.
Yeah,
Well, actually, we're helping each other because you and I just got PMS and points.
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm put mine up.
Okay.
I'm good.
So, all right, Brad, you go first.
All right. So obviously, I'm going Spirit Squad, and I'm tagging on to what Joker said. Male cheerleaders, yay! Great job, Vince. Let me add on to the point though. So when they came on, Vince recruited them to be his allies in his feud against HBK. So they would go out and do mean cheers. They would attack him, and they get into handicap matches. Now, ultimately, this resulted in DX reforming. But here's why Spirit Squad is bad, because they made legit good wrestlers fight this fucking comedy troupe. You had DX, legit great wrestlers, over for years having to deal with these barely mid-carders. And then I think you even had, was it a Royal Rumble match? I know they faced off against Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, Dusty Rhodes, Ron Simmons, Roddy Piper was fighting at some point. You have legit legends getting into the ring with these barely jobbers. And it was a bad idea, and it brings down the legend status. Again, the only one who made a career for himself was Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler.
Correct.
And they were all gone after that, basically. No one except, I think Mike Mondo had a career after, but no one had anything like Ziggler. So
Correct. Ego.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna say too cool. It's again, certain things are beyond the curve. And if you told
You're
me,
a strange boy.
I'm just saying, man. If you told me, hey,
You hate
yo,
fun.
there's this dudes on there, like they're wearing camo baggy pants, and one of them's got on a do-rag, and the other one's in a thong, and they're all a wrestling trope, and the main guy's move is the worm with a weird ass chop. I think they're going places. I would say, get out of here. This is ridiculous. And still are here with too cool. I don't understand it. My little brother would love doing the dance. I just don't see anything that's extra manly about a dude in a thong shaking his ass with dimples and everyone's cheering it on. I think it held back Rikishi a year longer than he should have been held back, because after this, he actually had to break away from it to actually win a title. It's just the weirdest gimmicky thing to me. And again, another dude with a black do-rag on. It's got to stop. If there's anything that encapsulates things that need to stop in the 2000s. It was white dudes with do-rags.
Hold on, though.
Oh,
What?
real big.
What?
But
embracing black culture.
hold on. But
Don't.
black-
Please don't.
black-
Please don't. Please don't.
but Ego.
No.
Do you wear a do rag?
No, sir. I don't. You know what happened? Because you know what happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you the day that I stopped wearing a fucking do-rag. All right.
So you've worn a do-rag?
No. I'm gonna tell you why.
You're not back.
It was November 2019, and I had my hair cut, and I brought my do-rag out, and I'm like, okay, this is a very important thing. Probably talk with Shiro about because hey, she's probably gonna ask what the questions are or not. No, I come around the corner with my do-rag on. She's like,
whoa,
do what I'm my baby, like Ja Rule the rapper, and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Hold on. Dempsey says hello.
Never.
Holy I caught you all live.
Dempsey.
Well, you caught Ego with a do-rag.
Bro, never again.
They just wanted to be cool, man.
No.
So you think it's improper cultural appropriation?
It's cultural appreciation, but I think it should stop. Not
appropriation, appreciation.
Yeah, it's appreciation. I get the chain in the baggy pants, but the do rag is like, who's that for?
Are
unless you're gonna
some people are losing their hair.
You know what? You need a bandana. Bandana.
Ego. Are you a black white supremasuist? Because damn it.
That's aren't you inconsistent?
Are you Larry Elder?
No, I'm not Larry Elder because I don't talk this fast and this is appropriate, okay? All right, I need to read my book, Conversation with My Father, because my father left and I found him 40 years later. I know why he left my mother, all right? No, I'm not Larry Elder. No, he's Uncle Ruckus.
I mean, that was great.
Thank you.
Oh,
all right,
my
Matt.
God. I don't know where we left off.
Matt.
So obviously I picked PMS. Ryan hit on many of the obvious reasons for this horrible Vince Russo induced garbage fest. I feel bad for Jackie, who was a legit decent women's wrestler. That she got stuck in this thing. I mean, you already said all the bad stuff about it, so I don't know. But it's like, I mean, did they even have any? I don't even think they even had any winning feuds. That's how bad this faction was.
Yeah.
All right.
Just real quick.
Oh.
Anna says, "Hey Dempsey, I don't know what is going on." Yeah.
All
right, Ryan.
What?
You're up.
Oh,
but go on.
What was it? Holy snot. It was the Mean Street Posse.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
That it was the Mean Street Posse because, quite frankly, they didn't do anything. They were just goons to be goons, and they dressed in button-down shirts with weird, vests over the top. They were like townies, basically. Yeah. Real quick, Dempsey says, "Hello, Anna, my favorite polyglot," which means that she knows a whole lot of stuff about more than any of us know. So that's.
I thought it was multiple languages.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, polymath is multiple things.
All right, my turn. The League of Nations. This was the worst version of Rusev, the worst version of Wade Barrett, a absolutely skin-crawling version of Alberto Del Rio, and the Mohawk version of Sheamus. Just four bad guys just stuck together for the express purpose of beating up Roman Reigns, Big Dog Roman Reigns, until a PLE match came where they would lose. Yep. So they would just be booked to lose all the time. This was a travesty because there are some legitimate, great professional wrestlers in this group, and this was when the Big Dog push was happening, when Roman Reigns was being prepped to be the next John Cena, and that never took off. So as a result, none of his feuds ever took off. League of Nations, terrible. And finally, our worst. I'm surprised there has not been I'm surprised there has not been some matching up as much. But
There's about to be.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I think so.
There is going to be some.
Matt,
All right.
I don't want to see your penis.
No.
What you're talking about.
I can't put a text version of my penis. There's not enough room in the box to put a text version of my penis.
Hell.
So many characters.
bad,
It's
dude,
like
my bad.
240 characters,
Well done.
All righty.
Over 9,000.
Elon's going to have to expand it.
So here we go. Are we
Good to
ready?
go. Good to go.
And 3, 2.
Hold on. Because I got yelled.
We're not competing. It actually doesn't matter, guys.
That's true. It doesn't
3,
matter.
2, 1. Reveal.
Good thought, Joker.
Why is mine not going through? Hold on.
Oh, Ego, I saw that one too.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot about that.
I know. I was reading. I'm like, I forgot some of this shit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's it. All links up now.
All right, let's start with Matt.
So the corporate ministry, which ruined the greatest heel faction in the history of wrestling, the Ministry of Darkness, who did awesome things like kidnapping wrestlers and throwing them into a boiler, kidnapping Stephanie, who had that great rescue by Stone Cold, crucifying people on an Ankh and then burning them alive, sacrificing people to the Undertaker and dragging their souls out and giving guys new gimmicks and all that, terrorizing people in their homes. I remember once when there was Vince and his family were huddled around a little a table in their living room while the ministry was breaking in their doors. It's like it's a great one. I love that heel faction, and then the whole corporate ministry. I don't even have a big problem with Vince McMahon. Like if Vince had swerved on the corporation and just taken over the ministry and burnt the corporation down, it would have worked, in my opinion. But to just turn them into a bigger corporation and they stopped doing all the cool, horrible things the Ministry of Darkness was doing. There was no more burning people alive. There was no, and when they sacrificed the Big Boss Man on the Ankh, everyone was like horrified. We loved it the same. Horrified, we loved it, and this was like the beginning of the what I call the Vince had a stroke era of wrestling for like 15 years after this, where he just kept coming up with these horrible ideas that putting bowl matches, we mentioned several of the groups already about PMS, the Spirit Squad and all that sort of stuff. Like the 15 years of horrible Vince McMahon post-stroke wrestling and this is the beginning of it, in my opinion. It ruined the Ministry of Darkness. Ruined it.
And it was just so damn big. It's so damn big. It's just ridiculous. Ego.
Yeah. All right. So I like I like the Legends Football League or the Lingerie Football League as much as the next guy. However, when it comes to Vince's Devils, which included, I'm gonna double check it here, Candice, Michelle, Tori Wilson, and Victoria, it was a little too much. I kind of vaguely remember the bra and panties matches. And honestly, I thought that was really all the female wrestlers were good for because I hadn't really seen any of the women wrestlers do any real general wrestling outside of maybe China. But that was when she was wrestling the guys. So female matches I hadn't seen much of. So I'm like, oh, that's all they can do is bra and panty matches. And when I fast forward, I'm looking at women go off in lucha and the way they're going now. I'm like, what the fuck was the point in doing bra and panties matches or a Playboy pillow fight match? Or I shit you not, a fulfill your fantasy battle royale where they dressed up in bondage gear. I was like, I don't see how you wind up getting away with this. But then again, knowing who's in charge of it, it's still ridiculous. It kind of undercut a lot of the women's talent, set the women's wrestling division back 10 years for whatever it was. And honestly, I mean, as entertaining as it seemed to be, it was just a very terrible way of actually putting this whole product out. I mean, you can see the Mexicools and all the other stereotypical ones that you have, like the Nation of Domination. But, Vince's Devils to try to play on Charlie's Angels was not only just tacky and incredibly selfish, but it actually undercut a lot of the female talent and set it back a decade, if not more. So it's got to be
Gotcha.
the worst stable I've seen.
Brad.
Mean Street Posse. So let me start off by saying I grew up in a middle class family in New England. I did not grow up in Greenwich, which is a very hoity-toity place, but that is where Shane McMahon grew up, and he brought in his mean guys from the streets of Greenwich, who decided to act like they were Southies, Boston Southies, but you knew they were mean because of the dress slacks and the sweater vest, because that's a sign of a Mean Street Posse. Apparently, two of them were actually his school buddies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Pete Gass and Rodney were actual school buddies from Shane's, and Joey Abs was the only one who's actual wrestler. So I guess they did some minor training and brought him in, and they helped Shane out for a bit, but then Shane started to get over. So then they went off on their own. I don't know why this group existed. Literally, they were all gone by 2001. I mean, they premiered in like 1999, and they're gone in 2001. What was the purpose of this group? Why did they come in? I mean,
Lackeys.
Yeah, lackeys. But to make a faction out of it, to make it so that they would be like actually wrestling as opposed to just like, Shane's guys on the outside of the ring going into matches. It's his dumbest idea ever. And but again, I guess Shane's like, hey guys, come on in and have fun with me now that Dad's gone crazy. So it's like, how is this a faction? Why is it a faction? And apparently they had a couple guys on a few years ago for like a reunion. It's just funny.
By the way, Joey Abs is the answer to a trivia question. Who was the first guy to get a Stone Cold Stunner on TV? Is Joey Abs.
Yeah.
Really?
Nice.
Ah, all right.
Wow.
Well,
All right.
Well, was he part of the
team?
Mean Street Posse?
It was before that when he was wrestling under some, he was enhancement
Nom de
talent or
plume.
whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, they're all working in like finance jobs. One's at like a lawnmower company or something. So,
All right, Ryan, your worst faction of all time.
The Straight Edge Society.
Okay.
Because quite frankly, who in the blue hell was CM Punk trying to literally on? It was nonsensical. It was literally CM Punk. It was Luke Gallows. It was Ivory. Like it was horrible.
wasn't Ivory. It wasn't Ivory.
Who the fuck was? Dude, I'm tired. So
Okay.
give me a little bit of fucking leeway. You're starting to. Come on, man. Help a brother out, dude.
I am. But go on.
So who was it then?
It was some indie wrestler, and I forget her name, but Ivory was a part of Right to Censor.
Yes, she was. All right. Well, then can we not kind of like interject? Can we wait till later on, dude?
Sure.
I have the name, so I'll tell you the name later on.
Okay. Serena Deeb. In
So-
AEW, Serena Deeb was the woman in the Straight Edge Society.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay.
So that's what it was. We all knew it was CM Punk. It was actually a lot of fun. It was funny, but quite frankly, at the same time, it was really horrible the way it was portrayed. It was lazy, in my opinion. It could have been better. It was campy to such a degree that I think this is probably one of the worst ones. And look, there are a lot of them that could literally like do this. So that's my pick. And
Right. So mine, Retribution.
God, name them all.
Oh yes, I can.
I know.
It was led
I got the
by-
list myself.
It was led by Mustafa Ali. We had T-Bar. We had Mate. We had Slapjack. Yes, there was a wrestler in this group named Slapjack. We had Reckoning, which was Mia Yim, who is now known as Me Ichin, and Mercedes Martinez, who was known as Retaliation. This was during the Thunderdome. This was basically a spoof on Antifa. This is what this group was. And they did, some of the members, when they introduced them, didn't even know that they were part of the group. T-Bar, who later became known as Dijak, learned the day of that he was part of this group. And so they came out with masks, they had their hoods, and then when they were going to finally reveal their faces, they took off their masks to reveal just smaller masks. Now, this was
That's a fake out, man.
This was the Thunderdome. So they were grasping at straws, just trying to find something that worked. And this was literally a faction that was booked to lose everything. They came out and they started like the Nexus did, where they would tear apart the ring. They had a chainsaw where they would cut the rope, and they took a bat and they would hit the mat with a bat, and that was crazy. And then someone took a brick and threw it through a window, only to have someone take a brick and throw it through the exact same window that was already broken. And that was, it was bad. It was really, really bad. It hurt to watch, and it was really bad.
There's no purpose.
So while we have been doing our explanations, I have been tallying the points, and in third place with a total of 6 points, the corporate ministry. In a two-way tie for second with 7 points, PMS and the Spirit Squad. And the Wednesday night is overbooked. Number one worst faction in the WWE is the Mean Street Posse. Well deserved. Well deserved. So tune in.
I get the scoring now. I got you.
So tune in next week, where we just do the opposite. The best WWE factions.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, there's a lot, right? And there's a lot to pick from too. So I would be excited.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at Ego's list and go with Too Cool.
No, I'm not. We know people with do-rags in my crib.
I think Anna's a little confused. I'm trying to understand it, JV.
Okay, a faction. Okay, the scoring or how this worked or what both. A faction. Okay, a faction is a group of 3 in-ring talent. It is not a tag team and a manager. It is a minimum 3 in-ring talent is defined as a faction. The way the scoring works, list 1 through 5. Your number 5 pick gets 1 point. It's just inverse scoring. Your number 4 gets 2 points. Your number 3 gets 3. Your number 2 gets 4. And your number 1 gets 5. Since we were all over the place, there wasn't a lot of combining of folks giving the same answer. Now, for example, let's see. The reason Mean Street
Mean Street Posse.
Okay, so Ryan had the Mean Street Posse. Would have been 9 points. Sorry, my bad. 9 points. Ryan had the Mean Street Posse as his second worst, which gave him 4 points. Brad had the Mean Street Posse as his number 1, which gave it 5 points. So it's actually 9 points. So
we just match up whatever ones, and based on where we place them, that gives us. So like next week, if everyone were to pick DX as number 1, there'd be 25 points for DX.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's going into next week. Going around the horn, Ego. What you got coming up?
Still working the 2 videos I'm trying to put out. I've had a lot been going on this last week to 2 weeks, but I do know that Shiro and I are going to be doing our ordinary games at 5 p.m. at Central Standard Time, and we'll be talking about the show that has swept the nation. We're talking The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, y'all. Buckle up, because the shit is ridiculous, even for me.
It's not Agatha all along.
No. Oh, no. I mean, it's on par, but Jesus.
All right. Mr. Brad, who is now dry as
Yes. Thankfully, dry, even though literally 4 streets north of me had 3 feet of water in their house. And thankfully, the disturbance in the Gulf is getting smaller and smaller as a chance of growing. So this weekend, I'm going to be doing another catch up on Agatha, since I got
Ew.
because you hate yourself.
I hate myself so much, but I also love the insane ratio that I'm getting. I got a 10% on the last one. I got so much hate. It's so funny. So I just watched it, and they were singing. They were all singing. My wrists are okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But tomorrow night I will be on Static 2020 show, where we're going to be talking a whole bunch of stuff, maybe some Diddy stuff. Maybe we're going to recap a little bit of political stuff going on. So yeah, we're all going out and getting baby oil. Hope Costco's got a supply.
Wait, whoa, no.
All righty.
It's a Rumble
Matt.
exclusive.
Well, my back's bothering me, so all I know I'm doing for sure this week is my recording of my Rings of Prime episode 8 reaction tomorrow, and Roman show. I might even cancel my Friday show if my back is still acting up. So that's all I really got going on right now. I will try to drop my personal bad blood prediction video if I can tolerate the back. You know?
Okay. Ryan, so what do you got coming up?
Oh, well, just to highlight real quick, I said I'd rather someone MMA or be boxed. Also, Jose says, what are we into tonight, folks? So late and so gay. That's what you're into. I joke.
I gave him the update below it.
I joke. Well, so it's going to be a long weekend. I'm going to continue covering, all kind of things. But I don't know, maybe Monday we'll try to do a History Channel stream, and that's kind of it. So I'm tired.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm tired.
As for me, hopefully I'm getting my new laptop this week, so Monday I will have a actual.
Nice.
So hopefully I'll have a video out again with my review of Bad Blood. I'm still doing shorts. Check those out just for one little 60-second snippets. With Roman of the Empire tomorrow, we're in spooky season. We'll be talking vampires and talking about some of our favorite vampire films. And but check us back here again next week, where we will be going over Bad Blood. And I'm not confident about this. My good predicting streak may come to a stop here on this one. But talking also the best WWE factions. Until then, folks, keep talking, keep smiling, keep having fun. Toodles.
If you smell.
If you smell what the law is cooking. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Miami, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, the People's Champion